Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Aries August 2019 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as August goes, Venus will be in Virgo from the 21st until the 31st. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, Aries, if you're unattached, you may connect with an Virgo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies Virgo characteristics. It could be your place of employment, your daily routine, maybe at a health and fitness place. This could also be something where you might have to be spending frugally on some kind of illness or debilitation, but it could also be spending money on a Virgo illness, such as something with the intestine issue, or something with the digestive area. And anyway, also too, this is something too where you might value a lot of precision, verbosity, being punctilious with details, and organization in your work life, your daily routine, in your diet, health-related matters at this time, and really being of service to others, and especially being very precise and having punctuality and dependability in those issues. This could also manifest perhaps in making money through some Virgo type employment, such as something that deals with extrapolation of data or cleaning, organization, detailing. It could be detailing vehicles. It could be doing something. It could also be about, in some cases, some worrisome throat or neck issue, considering that Venus does rule the throat neck area. So anyway, could also be about the love and enjoyment of analyzing pets and sixth house related matters in general. Now, next thing up. Well, Mars will be in Leo as far as August goes from the 1st until the 18th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this could be about putting a lot of that Leo type inexorable energy into dominating sports. And if you're at and also too, if you're unattached at this time, Aries, you may connect with a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person for a sexual liaison. It could be for a superficial fling. Some cases, this could lead to some kind of romantic involvement, a strong love relationship. And also, too, this could be about, in some cases, some very loud, boisterous arguments, dramatic arguments with children, people you share some kind of hobby or thing of amusement with or enjoyment with. It could be with lovers. It could be also, too, about putting this could be also, in some cases, you got to remember that Mars could be about Mars and Leo. You got to worry about the dehydration, perhaps. So if you're doing, because Mars, of course, the fiery planet, and you also have Leo, very fiery sign, of course. So you could have elevated dehydration levels where this energy is happening. So if you're doing some kind of vigorous sports activity, or even something, I mean, anything, any activity with children, with lovers that requires a lot of energy that you might be expending, just be extra careful at this time. And also, too, this could also be about putting a lot of energy perhaps into doing something of a speculative nature, or into some investment. It could be energy into maybe extravagant investments at this time. So, anyway. Next thing up, Mars will be in Virgo as far as August goes, from the 18th until the 31st. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, you might, if you're unattached at this time, Aries, you might connect with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person. For a sexual liaison, it could be a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Virgo traits. It could be someone at your place of employment, someone that figures prominently in your health life, your daily routine. It could be a person you provide service to, or vice versa. And in some cases, you might find yourself, I mean, this could also be about contentious and acrimonious situations, perhaps with employees that might come across as complaining compulsively or overly critical or judgmental. You might find yourself becoming angry at an overly pedantic, critical, judgmental, perhaps worrisome person that might be in your health life, your place of employment, the daily routine. It could be somebody that he might even be in a sixth house profession, such as veterinarian, or somebody that is in some kind of health related field, or diet related field. This could be something too where you might be expending a lot of nervous energy in work related matters as well. And you might be dealing with something, you might be putting a lot of energy into some kind of Virgo work employment related matter. It could be something connected with some kind of service, or perhaps extrapolation of data, some statistical analysis. It could be doing something which requires a lot of organization, such as being a professional organizer. And also, at least figuratively speaking, it could be about headaches from people at your workplace or in your health life, your daily routine, that might be you might see as compulsive complainers, so to speak. And also, this could be about expending excessive energy, perhaps worrying, and sometimes this could exacerbate perhaps some kind of health related or some kind of digestive issues at this time, if you do have any. Next thing up, Jupiter will still be in Sagittarius, so the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, as I've spoken about previously, Jupiter can be rather paradoxical, could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, a lot of cases this might enlarge and expand rather self-righteous, foolhardy, reckless, over-optimistic behavior, perhaps from in-laws, grandchildren, even if applicable. People you might know at a religious congregation or college, university. This could also be very fortuitous, perhaps for a Sagittarius, higher education, or something connected with Sagittarius publishing. It could be something associated perhaps with some kind of sports or athletics, or even religion, the law, something with advertising, something with horses. Anything such as expanding horizons, anything, well, as far as publishing goes, but not for the higher education, of course, but anything that could be Sagittarius related for higher education or publishing, something with importing, exporting business. So anyway, or translation. This could also be about a lot of hope and optimism through injecting a lot of exuberance and expansive energy and enthusiasm in religion, in matters connected with expanding your horizons, going outside the box, so to speak, abstract thinking, and also even higher education. So anyway, it could also be about being very auspicious for being that incorrigible optimist toward expanding horizons and going outside the box, so to speak. Next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, you might at this time experience some limitations and restrictions in career-related matters, your stature in life, social status, matters with the dominant parent, which is often the father. You might also find yourself taking care of a sickly or debilitated dominant parent, which is often the father, someone you know in a position of authority. It could be someone prominent in your career, or somebody that figures strongly in your public image and reputation, such as a promoter. And it might be, it could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings might be making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. And also, too, this could be about taking a lot of responsibility into 10th house matters, perhaps more so than usual, such as matters with the dominant parent, which is often the father, people prominent in your career, maybe someone in a position of authority that you know very well. And also, this could be about, in some cases, about maybe fear of attaining success or achieving a greater stature in life. But older people might figure more prominently in your success, attaining a position of authority, social status, and your stature in life at this time, and your public image and reputation. So anyway, next thing up, Uranus will still be in Taurus, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, you might find yourself exhibiting maybe unusual persistence and perseverance in financial matters. Also, this could manifest an unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior, perhaps from people prominent in your possessions, your resources, someone you know at the place you generate income. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, this could also be about maybe some fluctuations in income. If it's negative, it could really, or a change in income could impact your self-esteem and self-worth. It could be about dealing with a lot of financial fluctuations and disruptions to your finances, and even in perhaps your possessions, your resources. This could also be about two, where Taurus friendships, that could be Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus characteristics, might figure more prominently in your values, your self-worth, your self-esteem, attaining possessions, your income at this time. And it could also be about doing something Uranus-like as far as generating income, such as making money through computers, electronics, even innovation, new concepts, aerospace, astronomy, astrology. And it could be really imperative at this time to take precautions as far as things of a monetary nature goes, such as stocking up early on, and and making sure you have something in case you hit some kind of financial, something detrimental happens to you monetarily, or you have a period where you don't make that much money. So it might be good to try to if you're really, especially if you're not into saving, to maybe try to do so during this time, because you just don't know when you have like a transit like this, when Uranus at times could impact your monetary situation negatively, and it's a lot of fluctuation and change when this is going on, people. So I mean, you might hit a point where you might have a lot of money coming in unexpectedly, but the reverse can happen as well. So anyway, next thing up, Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, 12th house people in general, including aunts, uncles, it could be people that figure prominently in your private life, or people that you might be less fortunate than yourself, than you help, might be somewhat nebulous and unclear. In some isolated cases, this could be dealing with a confounding and confusing mental illness, but a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects this makes. This could be very isolated. If it makes, say, if it's making a square to your third house cusp, or say if it's making an adverse aspect to your natal Mercury, that could reaffirm this in some cases. But it could also just be about dealing with chaos in your private life. And also be wary at this time, people, that alcohol, drugs, and deception, duplicity can be one's self-undoing. Alcohol might actually even be a hidden adversary at this time. It could be something that you might not really think that might be that detrimental to you, but it might actually be more so than you might be cognizant of. Also, this could manifest in some cases about doing something Neptune-like in solitude and seclusion, such as something with mystical work, something with spirituality, the metaphysical, which includes astrology, photography, chemistry, poetry, dancing. And also this can manifest in some cases a lot of self-sacrificing energy for those that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the homeless, the hungry, the impoverished, the oppressed, the hungry. And also the connection with an aunt and uncle might be dissipating or dissolving at this time. Could also be about a Neptune hospitalization, such as something with the feet, the toes, the lymphatic system, and also about, in some cases, especially if you're one of those people that might have been in trouble with the law previously, this could be about some kind of incarceration or imprisonment for something Neptune related, such as something with drugs or alcohol, or even deception, such as identification fraud, or running around with a phony ID. It could also be about imagined fears, distorted or imagined fears. Remember, when you're talking about Neptune energy, it could be more lethargic, Um, and it could be at this time that you might be more fantasizing and daydreaming about doing 12th house related matters, such as actually taking action connected with them, especially if this is making an adverse aspect to your Sun or your Mars at this time. Natal Sun or Mars. So anyway, next thing up, last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could be about, and a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. In some cases, this could be about the actual literal death of a dominant parent, which is often the father, maybe an authority figure, someone that might have been prominent in your stature in life, your social status, or receiving some kind of recognition. Could also be about wanting to attain power in your career, your reputation. But remember, sometimes this could be about ruthless ambition. You've got Pluto, and then you've got this Capricorn energy going. So just be very careful that you're not romping over others in order to attain a greater success in life. And also, there could be some kind of obsessive or compulsive issues regarding 10th house matters, whether it's matters with the dominant parent or what have you. So anyway, and also too, in some cases, this could be about maybe getting involved in a Pluto career, such as something with insurance, recycling, the occult, supernatural, the astrology, or something connected, something nuclear, such as nuclear physics. So, and also too, this could be about the obliteration of one's public image, career, reputation. But remember, Pluto energy could be about regeneration and rebirth, and it could be you might lose something with this Pluto energy, but it could often be revived, and there could be a rebirth with this at some time, or even be supplanted by some other kind of career endeavor. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Aries August 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Taurus August 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you. Make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.